I don't feel like bopping my head at all. We picked the worst games. We picked the worst games to do these after. The worst games. And what's funny is, Connor, like, annoying loss, bad loss, but like, I don't know. You can't get like all pissed about it. I mean, you can, and please do, but like, just came off a 6-game win streak. Like, it's not even one that where it's like they're tumbling, sell everybody. It's like, they were kind of due. But before we get into that, our friends at Prize Picks, presented by Prize Picks. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. And of course, lots of other great stuff at CLNS. Subscribe to Bruins Rinkside. Lots of great stuff there. Bruins beat, poke the bear, pucks with hags. That's Conor Ryan. I'm Evan Marinofsky. You know us, Connor. What is up?
Evan, I'm here. Yeah.
6-2 loss. Could have been 6-0. I will say this: Jorge's right. Kiki's out of the slump. That's the real story from tonight's game. That's how you know the Bruins are about to lose like 10 games in a row. Kiki's going to score all the goals. That's how you know this is coming. What was your take from tonight? What's your big take?
Yeah, I mean, to your point, right? Yeah, like you win 6 in a row. You're expecting a letdown at some point, but I think you look at the circumstances with this game, man. I'd rather you like come up short and have this win streak end, even at home against a Vegas team that's red hot right now, or even, it would suck, but like Saturday, Montreal coming here, right, where they're also playing at a high level. You come up short in that game, you're like, all right, you flush that one, you move on. I know you see the Dallas Stars on the schedule and you expect the worst. You expect a tough matchup. You expect a really difficult game. This was an opportunity for the Bruins to really, stack another win together against a team that's really struggling. And it's kind of what we've said before, Evan, right? Where there's been times this year where the Bruins have had a great opportunity in front of them, whether they're playing a team without their best player, a team on a losing skid, a team, with their backup goalie, and they don't take advantage of the opportunity. So you're playing against a Dallas team that's lost 10 out of their last 12 games. Really, really not scoring a whole lot. Playing without Mikko Rantanen, who's out with the flu, and you lay an egg out there. And I think like there's a lot that went wrong, especially as the game went on. Like you look at
1 minute in, get rid of Swayman before his no trade kicks in. Oh my!
Right, like the second period, and moving on from that, right? Like you look like they weren't even close, they weren't even competitive, and that's discouraging. But I think you even look at like the first period where it was kind of back and forth early on, and what do you know, Evan? Like the Bruins, when they take a lot of unnecessary penalties, look like shit. Like they continue to put themselves behind the 8 ball when you're playing that way. And I think we've seen like the way the penalty kill is. Yeah, they're great to start the year, but after taking countless penalties all throughout the year, you can't really trust them right now to kind of bail you out, especially when you look at the circumstances, right? This is a Dallas team that is struggling, that's not scoring goals. They still have like the second ranked power play in the NHL. There's a pretty set formula, set game plan for the Bruins going into this one. It's probably, hey, let's play a clean game, take care of business against a struggling team, get out of here. Like, and that was not the case. So I'm not saying that like, if they were down by 1 goal or it was a 0-0 game at the end of the first period, that wasn't going to change the ass kicking that played out in the second and most of the third. But I think you kind of start the snowball there. And it's just frustrating where you had an opportunity to, string together another win before things get really tough back at home against Vegas and Montreal. And they weren't ready to go. I don't know if they were out at the Texas Roadhouse last night eating way too many of the rolls with the cinnamon butter. I don't know what it was, but
that cinnamon butter, cinnamon butter.
As that game went on, they clearly didn't have their legs. But I look back at that first 20 minutes. You can't take 3 penalties. You can't give up 2 power play goals, put yourself behind the 8 ball against a team that has been on the ropes for weeks now, and you gave them a chance to punch back. And what do you know? You get blown out.
The stupid penalties were the first indicator that it was going to be a long night. When they don't take penalties, they win. It's like such a simple formula. And the penalties they took, like the hit from behind from Zadorov, and Lindholm had the interference and neutral ice, and just annoying penalties that completely set them back. It's nights like tonight where you start to wonder, you go like, are they actually good? Like the last stretch was fun and they got themselves back in the playoff picture. And then tonight it's like, oh, they about to go on another losing streak here. You got Vegas Thursday, you got Montreal Saturday. Those are going to be hard games. You got the Rangers on Monday, so that should be another,
That's a win. That's fine.
Euro step,
Yeah.
that's easy. And then Nashville is not great, and Philadelphia, who's kind of around you. But that's my thing is like I it's nights like tonight where you're like, like they are probably a middle of the road team. Like that's my take. And look, they could turn it around coming up here, but I don't think they showed you anything tonight that would make you think they would turn around. And I think how streaky they've been this year, I think all you can think is like, oh, they're going to go on another losing streak here, or they're going to lose, 6 of their next 7 or something like that. There is a lot of talk in the comments, like, giving Steve's a break, Geeky. I do think it is interesting. Like, I like Hustadinov with Pasternak still, but I do wonder to get Geeky going if I put him back up on that top line. I don't think that's a terrible idea. Because Geeky needs to get going. I know he had a goal tonight on the power play. It was a tip in. Like, I feel like other than that, the Bruins offense didn't have a lot of chances in general, but Geeky certainly didn't. And then, yeah, you're right. Like, Steves has not been a big factor the last couple of games. I do wonder if Sturm switches up the lines as they come home. Also, tough way to end the siblings trip, too.
I was going to say, yeah, not all that great. I mean, at least they got some goals out there, but still, when Geeky scored that, all I thought in my head was the Chris Paul hits a 3 to cut the lead to whatever it is, some crazy number. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it remains to be seen what Sturm's going to do moving forward, right? It's tough, right? Because I really like how that Hustadinov, Lindholm, Pasternak line has played as a whole. I have to take a look at the numbers now. They were going into today's game, that whole line, when they've been out there for like 90 minutes of 5-on-5 ice time, had outscored opponents 5-0, 8-0 rather. So I'm sure that's changed now after a 6-2 loss, but I still think you're getting a lot of play, a lot of strong play from that line. It's just the question is like, what better serves you? Sticking with that line that I think you've seen them be really encouraging, but you're also not getting a lot of traction with Morgan Geeky, right? And I think if this team is going to be stringing together wins, which they have to, right? They're still, on the fringe of the playoff picture right now. You're going to have to start, you can't go into this stretch now where all of a sudden you lose, 3 out of the next 4, which is what they've done all year, but you got to stop that roller coaster kind of slide here. One thing you have to do is get Geeky going. So I think that's the tough part, right? Is finding out where he can best drive play. He does well with Pasternak, but who's the right fit with him is, I think, the biggest key. So I wonder if they kind of stick with the lines going into Vegas, right? And then if it continues to struggle, like Geeky can't get going again, then you kind of change things around a little bit. Because I think Sturm likes the way the top 6 is set right now, especially in 5-on-5 play. Like, as a whole, when they don't get into the penalty trouble, and you look at the way they played for most of this game, it's not encouraging. But I think he liked the composition of that forward group. It's just you wish you got a little bit more scoring punch from that third line, especially from Geeky. It's almost frustrating because if Geeky, let's say he's not going to be on his 60 goal pace, we know that, right? But like over this 13 game stretch, if he had 3 goals, right, and was still like at least generating some offense from the third line, if you're Sturm, probably like, this is great. Like, I've got my lines balanced. I've got a proven goal scorer on each line. Like, you like the way they're playing. And that hasn't been the case with Geeky. So I'm not sure if they switch things up going into the game against Vegas, but I am curious to see how Geeky responds. Is it just like the weight off your shoulders, getting the monkey off your back, and he kind of gets back to his game? Or is it more of still tough sledding moving forward? And if that's the case, I do wonder if you then decide to maybe bump him up the lineup.
It's funny, like Mike's Good Music just mentions, it's putting Geeky on that second line. I like that second line, even after a night like tonight. Like, they were the only line tonight that felt like they got any ozone time or ozone entries, and I feel like they've been good chemistry of late. Like, I don't want to touch that line.
I'm not touching that line for
I don't
now.
want to touch that line.
We can talk about like the trade discussions now with that line once again. I know last episode it looked like a big bozo. This guy being like, maybe they should keep Arvidsson and sign him. And these are the games that once again reinforce maybe this team should just be selling more and more. So
Well,
that's the way
that's
it's
why
going
like
up in the
nights like tonight, I think bring everybody back to earth. And nights like tonight, it's like, well, even if they're not that bad, which they're not as bad as they showed tonight, they're not like that. Those games happen. It's just with this team and how streaky they've been and everything they've showed us. I still refuse to believe they're like a surefire playoff team. Like, and they're still, I believe, still the second wild card.
didn't
First
like
wild
every
card doesn't
team.
count.
Oh, really? I would say didn't every team in the Atlantic win today except for the Bruins, or a
ESPN app might
majority
be
of them?
behind. ESPN app. I'd look online, but my computer would like
Yeah.
combust, so I don't know. But I'll look at the standings here. They're still technically in first on NHL.com for what the wild card. So, all right, trade right now for Robert Thomas.
Rob Thomas, let's do it.
Go get Rasmus Anderson from Vegas. Get everybody in here. They need all the reinforcements they can
I'm
get.
just saying, if you got Rasmus Anderson on this team, they probably only lose 4-2.
4-3. He scores a goal.
Yeah,
It's his first game.
Today's not a good day to do the whataboutism there. That's for sure.
He scores a goal. Maybe he scores a goal in this one. Yeah, I just it wasn't their night. Jack D, as you said, like it's okay for them to have a bad game. I think like Electric Stoner, what a name. He says streaking is the problem. The roster still needs changes, or we are waiting on the prospects. Yeah, I mean we'll get into roster changes in a bit. My thing is like it's not a good loss, but like it came off a 6-game win streak, so it's like you can't be like this team is tumbling. But with what they've shown us, it's like, well, why would I believe that they win their next 3 games? Like that's not what they've been.
I think you see what I think you look at what exactly the
we're going off the rails tonight, baby.
Yeah. I will say I was actually at Tim Hortons in August. I was over at Banff National Park, lovely place, but I don't remember what I got for a coffee. I got a nice coffee and their breakfast burrito, pretty good, pretty solid.
Ooh, I've never had Tim Hortons.
It's great. It is great. I'm not a big Timbits guy. I'm not a big love Dunkin' Donuts, as you might. I don't know if you know this. I enjoy quite a bit. Not a big donut guy. Corella here and there, but otherwise, no. I'm there for more.
They fit in your stomach. They just like sit there. Well, as a kid, I could have a bunch, but now I'm like,
yeah, exactly. I digress. But no, like I forgot even we were talking about. Oh, okay, yeah, about like their up and down play. Like I think we've seen like what this team has been all year. I don't think, and especially considering how for most of our podcasts they win, we're like, this team's above expectation. They lose, we're like, sell everyone. I think what you have to see is just like how do they bounce back? How do they reverse the slide? How do like if they go into this game on Thursday against Vegas, who's red hot, and they win 4-1, like that's a good win. That's stopping the bleeding, that's getting back on track, and then you see how you go from there. I don't think like our stance, Evan, is going to change on like this team until we even get to maybe like the Stadium Series, or even like before after the Olympic break. Like if they go for the next 5-6 games before the Olympic break, and they go 5-1, they beat Vegas, they beat Montreal, they beat one of those teams down in Florida, and we're like, all right, they're hanging around. Like we could have a fun a fun end to this year. If they lose, 4 out of the next 5 games and they're just back on the seesaw, then nothing really changes. They are what they are. And we probably have those discussions of like, if this really is what this team is, which we've seen them do it all year, then you should start selling guys. So again, I agree. Discouraging result tonight. Not all that great because I think you really let go of the rope, especially in the first 20 minutes of that game. But if they bounce back, that's when you raise your eyebrows and you're like, all right, that's a little bit different from what we've seen this year. Because if they follow the trend that it's been the case, they get smoked by Vegas 5-1 or something on Thursday, right? Like that. That's what has been the case. So what's going to change, my opinion, at least for a short term, is how they do and if they can respond with a win on Thursday.
We'll probably dive more into this. I also just don't think you have to make any deals right now. Like Arvidsson, Peak, or those are obviously the 2 big names. you can wait to deal them. Like, wait until the iron is hot as humanly possible to deal those guys. You don't have to make a decision on them right now. We'll get more into this in a second, but first, our friends over at Prize Picks. The big game is almost here, and there's no better way to cash in during America's biggest sporting event than Prize Picks, where it always feels good to be right. And since the big game is right around the corner, that also means it's your last chance to get into football action before next season. So close the season out right with Prize Picks by getting $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. Pats Broncos this weekend, Connor. What are we feeling? I don't know. Going against the backup quarterback. Have to think Drake May protects the ball a little bit better this weekend. We'll see about that. Find your community on Prize Picks with the new social feeds feature. You can share Prize Picks with your friends and copy lineups from winners with a single click. Copy lineups you like or use them as inspiration for your own picks. You can even follow Prize Picks partners like us and tail our picks with just one click. Also, missing your fantasy team? Don't bring up mine. My league's already over, but with Prize Picks, I don't have to wait until next year's draft to keep
How'd you
playing
do?
fantasy. Right, stop. Don't do it. No. It's too late. It's too late for that. Even though IHOP is 24 hours. Prize Picks lets you play fantasy football every week, even in the playoffs. Pick your favorite players and win when they hit their projections every week. No draft required. Download the Prize Picks app and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. Good to be right over there on Prize Picks. Yeah, not the best night. Not the best night. I like people debating steak in the comments. Yes. Maybe we'll have that video play just to make everybody feel better.
We could.
We don't have to do a read for it. We can just have it play as we discuss things. Like, I think
maybe Omaha Steaks is watching, so you never know.
They could be. Well, it's, we might have something in store for you with that. Like, we could be like, oh yeah, tonight it just wasn't the Bruins night. It wasn't, Jeremy Swayman had a tough one, but the Bruins defense in front of him was just not great.
It was like, it wasn't all that great. Not top sirloin was the way the Bruins were out there today.
No,
I want to tell you,
it wasn't. Like, maybe we just do that. We have that playing as we discuss the game. Maybe it makes it a little bit better. That's right. That's sizzle. Burgers are back.
It's like the Bruins D getting cooked tonight.
Jimmy Fallon joke.
Yeah.
It's like when he sits back in his chair and claps his hands. I mean,
it's really funny.
Yeah, he's hysterical. Really funny guy. Doesn't seem weird at all. Do we want to do some deadline talk? Are people down to do some deadline talk?
I think we're talking more about steak. I saw there was a comment. I'm more of a ribeye guy, but I'm not going to knock anyone who enjoys the New York strip as well. So that's my opinion. I think we could just keep on talking about steak.
We could. I'm a big filet mignon guy. I love filet mignon. Like that. Yeah,
it does the job. I hope you don't get well done though.
No. Oh my
you don't
God.
Butterfly?
Oh, you can't.
I'm just checking. I'm making sure, guys.
You can't. No, it's got to be like medium rare. That's what it has to be.
An aristocrat.
That's exactly it. By the way, Tuca was on the broadcast, but nobody
were able to watch it. Yeah, because it was a national TV blackout. So that was cool.
No. Nobody could see it. It was just, it was on Nessun and TNT. Couldn't of course see it. Lele Shine says, maybe it's me, guys. I was at the last Bruins game in Dallas, 7-2 loss, and now front row seat to this 6-2 loss. No more going to Bruins games in Dallas, Lele Shines. No more of that. No more of that. Yeah, exactly. Stay home next time out, Lele. I think no more of that.
If that's the case, then the Bruins are fine. They're gonna bounce back. Maybe that's just the reason they lost.
Oh, yeah. If she's
it's fine.
There,
it was
not there against Vegas.
Like yeah.
Maybe. I'm with you on that. I like this, Mr. Robardo. Bruins should trade for Conor Geeky. Get all the geekies. I think that works great. It's interesting.
That's how the Blues are getting they're gonna get Stenberg after they already got his brother 2 years ago. That's gonna be the Bruins with the two geekies. Yeah, it's gonna be the new Sedin brothers.
I forgot the Blues had Stenberg. Yeah. Electric Stoner asks, we have players in Providence who are not panning out. Merculov, is it time to hit the trade market? Well, I think Robert Chalmers replied earlier. The only guy right now in Providence that he thinks that should be called up is Frederick Brunet. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know if you're asking like if they should trade those guys like Merkulov or Lysell. I don't exactly know.
Oh,
boy.
Jesus.
Oh, wait a minute.
What could be better than steak? What could be better than steak?
Oh my God.
No.
Oh
Jesus.
Man. Lucky us.
What's up, boners?
So
oh man. Welcome to the late night.
We're gonna
show.
be here another hour.
Yeah. Hey, so that was fun.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
You have fun with that?
We were talking about how if the Bruins did have Rasmus Anderson, then it would have been probably like a 4-2 loss.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, he would have scored a goal. He would have stared down like someone in the front row, and the Bruins would be out a first-round pick, which got better tonight, by the way. So, it'd be great.
Well, no, 2027 first. I will say this. I'm with you on this time, but it was 2027 first. So
I mean, I don't know. You should be so happy that they didn't make this trade for nights like tonight. This team is so up and down. You have no idea what you're going to get night in, night out. The Bruins had every reason to win this game, which meant, of course, they lost the game. Like, it's so up and down, left and right. Like, you don't know what you're getting every night. And this is an example as to why you don't make that move. And so if they had him, maybe they lose this game 5-3 or 4-2, whatever. But their problems are still their problems, unless he's going to kill penalties or not take penalties. I don't know. This is who they are. This is who they are. And this is why you don't buy. This is why I would argue, conservatively sell if you're the Boston Bruins right now, because holy shit, this market for a seller looks like it's going to be gangbusters, in my opinion.
Yeah. Price of the bricks going up.
Well, we were just saying like this could be the start of, they've been so streaky. This is going to be the start of a losing streak or losing like 4 of 5. And but also like nights like tonight make you realize, as you said, Ty, that like conservatively selling Arvidsson, Peak, and after a long win streak, it's like, Conor and I had this discussion on Bruins Beat where it's like, maybe like just tossing it out there. Do you consider Arvidsson long term? Nights like tonight's when you're just like, no, this is who they are. You don't. Andrew Peak, you move on. Like, you get pieces for those guys. I think.
If I've said this on Poke the Bear with Conor, but like if you're keeping Victor Arvidsson, something has gone so wrong with your development and how you feel about the guys you have in your system. I mean, if you don't feel like you can get what you're getting out of Arvidsson out of anybody else you have in the pipeline, whether that's just raising somebody's minutes up per night or whatever, like things are much, much more dire than I ever thought possible for this team. And I like what Arvidsson has done, but you acquire Victor Arvidsson because your plan is to eventually flip him for more than what you paid. It's the same thing. Like if you trade Andrew Peak right now, right, and you get a second round pick for him, that's a win because you traded a third round pick to get him.
Yeah.
Right. So I feel like that's how you have to look at it. Like the Bruins right now they're an investment firm buying up housing that's gonna put in some fake marble and get rid of the white fridge and put in a black fridge, and now the house is worth $200,000 more than it was. Like, that's kind of who they are right now. And
private equity, baby.
Yeah. You know what? They're BlackRock. It's a BlackRock Bruins, baby. This is what they're doing. They're ruining everything else for everybody else, but they can right now. If you're a single family looking for your starter home, if you're the Buffalo Sabres going, hey, we got momentum here, we might get in the playoffs here, and you're like, hey, we just need a kitchen. And the Bruins are like $6 billion. You're like, well, shit, guess I'm gonna have to pay it. Like, that's kind of who they are right now, and there's nothing wrong with that if you do it the right way. We keep talking about the Capitals.
They were that last year. Year.
We keep talking about the Capitals being their model. The Capitals never once said, oh, God, we got to get Rasmus Anderson here. No, they said, hey, this sucks, but we're going to trade Dmitry Orlov because, yeah, we want a cup with him, but we really want the future. We really want what's going to happen down the road. And look what they did. They didn't draft all those. They didn't use all those picks, but they used them to acquire talent. The Bruins still got to build up their base right now. Like, the coffer is like half full. You got to see it to completion. Like, you got to see it to completion. If you take the shortcut, you're not going to get to where you actually want to be. And so nights like tonight are sobering, right? And especially if it's the start of like losing 4 or 5, which very well could happen, right? Like,
yeah, if you look at who they're playing.
They should beat the Rangers, right? They should beat the Predators. That's back to back. So who knows what's going to happen in the first or the second leg of that game? Like those things are weird. It's also a 3-4 and a 4-6, I believe, in total. So like they're going to have like a weird little run here, right? And so like, how do you manage it, right? Like, what do you do from here? But I feel vindicated, like for kind of how I felt, because like I want to believe, right? I want to believe, but they're just so uncertain right now, and they look like Dallas doesn't have Mikko Rantanen tonight, so you're kind of like, oh, all right. It's like
lost,
didn't even
lost
matter.
10,
Didn't
lost
even
10
matter.
to 12. Yeah,
like so. I don't know. I feel like we're all jazzed up, right? We're all really excited about this team because they're better than we thought they'd be, but the house isn't finished yet. The rebuild is not done yet. You can't live in a house without a bathroom. It's gross. Don't do it. Don't try it. They got to finish the bathroom.
If you're a coward, Shrek did that. He was fine. He was jolly.
I just like, I don't know, man. It's just it's a very, and this is gonna happen, right? Like so, like they won what 9 out of 10 entering tonight, or 8 out of 9. I can't remember exactly.
Yeah.
But if you look at their numbers, yeah, if you look at their numbers
Jesus
over that,
Oh man.
oh no, can't have it. Can't have it. No, but you look at their numbers over that 9-game run. If he leaves, I'm calling the police. I'm calling the fire department.
Yeah, he's gonna smash through the window behind Evan.
Yeah, he's like jumping like the Kool-Aid man.
No, but like if you look at their 8 of 9 little hot run here, they had the best save percentage in the league over that span, and they had, I think, the 3rd or the 4th best shooting percentage. Like when those things inevitably dip, like they did tonight, do they have enough to win those games? I don't know. I haven't seen it consistently. None of us have. And so this is where I'm a little. So when they lose out on Anderson, right, I get a little bit worried. I'm like, oh God, what's the backup plan? Like what else they got cooking? Like what's going on here? And
They're
then you hope
moving those guys. They're gonna just move them anyway.
Right. So now nights like tonight make you go, ooh, are they on the flight back being like, you know what? Put the phone down. I don't think I should be doing anything right now. You know, and that's kind of what you hope. But I always come back to, there are 2 quotes I come back to, right? One of which was Don Sweeney historically has basically said, if the team proves worthy, I will give them a chance. I will do something to make their team better. The best thing he could do for this team to make them better is to do nothing at all. Because I wouldn't trade assets. I wouldn't trade futures. That's the first quote I always come back to. The second quote I come back to was Cam Neely at Media Day, or whatever they consider Media Day now, saying, we don't want to make the playoffs just to make the playoffs. Okay. So this naturally conflicts here. This is a natural conflict of, I want to give him a chance, and we don't want to get in just to get in. We want to get in to make noise. So where do they go from here? You know, like this, like, I don't even think they know, guys. I don't think they know what they're going to do. And nights like tonight, I think, only add to that confusion in terms of what they could do or what they will do between now and whenever the deadline is.
Can I toss something up?
Yeah,
of course.
Well, Connor, if you have a point, make it, because I want to
go
to
this. Yeah, I was gonna say this is a very quick comment, but I'm actually kind of mad because GSP Hockey Z beat me to it. I was like, you know what will happen is like the Bruins gonna beat Vegas, and we'll be like, wow, like they stopped the bleeding. That's actually encouraging. That's a nice. They're gonna buck the trend. Then they beat Montreal, and then they lose to. They get like their ass kicked by the Rangers. I'm done. Yeah,
won't get a haircut, and he puts up 4 goals. Freak.
Yeah, exactly. Like that is actually what will happen. That was my fleeting comment, Evan.
I was gonna throw up this. I don't know if you guys saw this tweet from Dom Tiano today at 4 p.m. Recent talks between Armstrong and Sweeney have been centered around Team Canada, but I've been told that those talks also went beyond the Olympics. Maybe they talked about steak or something like that.
Here comes Justin Falk. Like 5 years too late.
You want Justin Falk and Cam Fowler? Here you go. And Torrey Krug's old contract, but. Kyrou, Thomas, that interests you at all? Like I'm with, because Ty, I'm with you. Like I didn't want them to go. I did not want Anderson, for where they're at. But like Rob Thomas, you're speaking my language a little bit there. Like that's where I'm like, I'm in.
Yeah, I would be in.
Sorry. Yeah,
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say that I think for the Bruins, the most important thing is like if you are going to add, it has to be like a player like Thomas or someone like that who's great right now and is a foundational piece moving forward. It's like your point where it's like, all right, the Bruins have kind of showed their hand, let's say, that like, hey, they are willing to move Lorai or Patra or some draft capital. I don't want them to be like, oh, we missed out on Anderson. Well, we're still kind of in the mix. So like White Cloud could work. Like, no, like
Yeah,
that's what you do.
right.
You can't do, right? You can't be acquiring a guy that is like a third pairing guy, ideally, or I think we talked about it, Evan, right? Where it's like there's a lot of teams out west that are selling. If you're the Bruins and you're like a legit contending team, that's when you like kick the tires on a Blake Coleman or a Conor Garland or someone like that. The Bruins in this point, like I don't want them either bringing in a rental or a player like a Garland, who I think is a good player, but is the guy you get when you're like a proven contender, you need to juice up your third line, right? Like if you're in the market for a Thomas, who's a legit top line center, it's going to cost a lot to get him, but he's a foundational piece. That's when I think you'd be aggressive. So I think for the Bruins, it's all about like showing the willingness to, if the opportunity is there to bring in a other franchise fixture, even if the cost is a lot, I don't hate that, but don't make a trade either for the sake of doing it or for a move that you can maybe convince yourself makes you a little bit better, but like doesn't move the needle. You need to bring in transformative guys if you're going to be aggressive, and you have the assets to do it. It's just is it all going to pan out? Like, are you going to outbid other teams, and is the deal even out there for a guy like Thomas? Right?
Yeah, I mean, I would almost want to go like a step below, right? Where if they're gonna make some kind of trade, I would like them to try to get like a cost controlled guy who just might need to change the scenery, right? Like I think about a guy like I mentioned
Cost controlled like Elias Pettersson.
Yeah, right. But I think about a guy like we talked about him in the summer when we were talking about offer sheets. I look at a guy in Anaheim like Drew Hellison. Can they afford him long term? I like him, 6'3", right shot D. Like you see what's there, you explore what's there, right? A guy that might be able to help you, now and down the road. I look at New York. Look at a guy like Braden Schneider, who might be roadblocked there long term. And if you can make a move for a guy like that, like it's worth listening. I look at Nashville. What's the plan with a guy like Luke, the winger there? Even Evangelista. I kept wanting to say evangelical, but like that's a totally different thing. It's not. It's not what he does. That's something totally different. It's like a mega church and they get money and all that. No, no, but like
Righteous Gemstone and right wing.
I just started Righteous Gemstones, by the way.
I would love to bring in someone like that, and I think that's more in line with their timeline, than what they're currently going after. Like, I'm so happy you guys brought up the Blues, right? Because like, if the Bruins went out and acquired Rasmus Anderson, it would feel a lot like Cam Fowler going from Anaheim to St. Louis, where it's like, all right, so now you're super locked into like this kind of older decor where it's Parayko, Falk, and Fowler. It's like, all right, let's see. Hope it works out. And then sure enough, look at St. Louis this year. You're not blaming what they did, but did it get them any closer to actually winning a Stanley Cup? No, it did not. And so I can't fool myself into thinking that the Boston Bruins are a Rasmus Anderson away from being a legit contender in the Eastern Conference. I just don't think they're there. And so I don't think it's worth the time. And this brings you to a greater point, guys. I really don't know if this is the year that you want to buy. Is anyone beating Colorado in a 7-game series? Is anyone going to beat Vegas in a 7-game series if it's not Colorado? If it's not those two teams, is anybody beating Tampa right now in a 7-game series? Like, I don't know. It's a bit like pissing in the wind right now, in my opinion. Yeah, you might win a round or two, but like, are you actually going to win hockey's ultimate prize unless an unforeseen series of things go your way? No, so don't cash in just yet.
Got Jared Stidham, the Jared Stidham situation.
Right. Like 2019 is going to haunt this franchise forever because of how easy the path really was for them, right? And like rightfully so, it's going to haunt them, just like 2023 haunted them. But the difference between where those teams were and where this team was like, when they made that trade for Rick Nash in 2018, right? Like they trade a first-round pick, they trade Ryan Lindgren, they trade Ryan Spooner, and you kind of looked at them and said, well, you feel good about that, right? Because you trade Spooner he's not really fitting in. And you have Ryan Donato coming up, and Donato can probably replace Spooner. You trade Lindgren because at that point you had Vakanainen, you had Carlo, you had McAvoy. Carlo and McAvoy both on your NHL roster, so it makes Lindgren expendable. You don't really have a lot of those guys right now. The closest thing you have is Matty Poitras because you have Minton and Husadinov and Hagen's coming as well. But like your pipeline isn't like teeming with these guys that you're like, okay, this guy's not part of it because we got these two coming in. Like you're still figuring out who is actually part of what you're building right now.
And that's why, like, and Connor, Ty, you even mentioned like the Avs and the Vegas, like, even if those teams weren't in the picture, I would still not feel like, oh, this Bruins team can make a run. Like, they're not close to that in my eyes. They're too streaky. They've had some nice highs. Their lows have been super low. I don't have a lot of faith in them in the playoffs making a lot of noise, whether the path is easy or hard. Like, that's the other thing too. And I think that there will be teams, obviously, that look to buy. You have teams like Tampa or Montreal or Detroit. We've heard about Detroit with like Quinn Hughes and those kinds of players. So I don't know. I to me, it's like, get assets for Arvidsson and Peak. Like if all you did at this deadline was Arvidsson and Peak for like a couple of seconds and a prospect or two, I'd be pumped. Like, bingo, cool. This is probably hopefully the last time you have to do this. You garner some extra picks. You got more for those guys than you gave up for, as you alluded to earlier, Ty. And boom, you finish the rest of the year. Hagens probably comes in at some point, and you focus on next year. But like there is the Robert Thomas stuff is interesting, where it's like, like if there was a player of that magnitude available, do you pony up the assets and go for it? Whether it's at the end of this year or through the off season, because he's under control for a while now. Like that's where it's like, all right, that's a true core piece. And that's where I run into where I'm like, because Ty, I'm with you. And Connor, I know you agree with this mostly too. Like, I like where they're headed. I like what they're doing with prospects and picks and trading off rentals. But like when a guy like Thomas or someone like that becomes available, my eyes widen. I'm like, it's like when you see a friggin' cupcake at the bakery, you're like, ooh, what is that?
All right, calm down. Lazy, what is this, lazy Sunday? Jesus Christ. No,
easy bake oven Evan over here.
Yeah, I know. Like, I would say that's the thing, though, when you look at like, realistically, the landscape of the NHL, this team probably is not going on a run. But if you're able to make a move to bring in a player like a Rob Thomas, like even if the Bruins don't go far this year, you feel really good about where you're building off of this group moving forward. And I think even if you don't bring in a Robert Thomas or a trade is not there for this team and they move a piece or two and you go into next year, you feel good about the direction of the team. Let's say you keep those two first round picks this year and you've got Hagens on the way. Letourneau looks good. Zella's like, not saying all these guys are going to hit, but if you're a Bruins fan, you're excited for next year to get started up to see how guys like Minton improve. Like, you're on the right track. I think everyone agrees with that. It's all about what you can do between now and then to put stay on that track. I think is the biggest thing. You don't want to change up the approach, move these picks for short-term gains or anything like that. I think if you can bring in a guy like Thomas, you do it, but also don't get too aggressive as far as those short-term wins. Because that's a lot of times you've seen a lot of teams, those like they're on the right track, they've got a young core, and then ownership or management gets greedy and think they're way ahead of schedule, and you have a lost season or two, and it messes everything up. I think that's the biggest thing.
Yeah. It like that's kind of I think the biggest thing, right, is like I feel like people were really quick because like Rasmus Andersson is like the guy, right? Like he is sort of like he's the first name, right? He's like the first name. Doesn't make him the guy, right? I think he is a name, but not the name. I think better players will become more available over time. They tend to always do. And so like I think that if I'm the Bruins, I want to see how the board breaks my way with that first pick that I have, whether that is Toronto's pick or your own in that draft. Who do you get? And if you get a guy that you really you feel good about, whether that's a Rudolph or if you really luck into something and you can get a Chase Reed, like you feel like, okay, like we're really good there. Now, do you use that other pick to parlay it into a hockey trade for a Pettersson, for a Robert Thomas, whoever it might be? I'm not against that. Like when I was out on Rasmus Andersson, it's not a blanket no. Like it's not like a blanket no on trading picks, but they have to align with your timeline, right? And their timeline should be focused on the next 5 to 10 years, not the next 1 to 5. The part that's kind of annoyed me with this whole thing is like people acting like Pasternak and McAvoy and Swayman are like 35, and it's like, you got to get some before them while you can. It's like, no, you hitch your wagon to these guys aging well. That's why you gave them all 8-year deals, because you believe they're going to age well. And so you have to be patient, and you have to do what you can to help them now, but not lose sight of 5 years from now, right? And so, like, nothing bothered me more than they lose out on Anderson. And everyone's like, all right, get Hronek. No, stop it. Stop. Stop trying to do this right now. Like you're in here. You're in here. See it through. It's maddening to me that, and I get it. Like, we don't want to cover a rebuilding team. I understand that. But like, if you were to go out there and blow all your assets to try to bring in whoever, then what the hell was the point of trading Brad Marchand? What the hell was the point of trading Brandon Carlo and then going out and finding more expensive versions of a second pair right shot defenseman? Like, it kind of wastes that whole thing, in my opinion, if you do that.
Yeah, no, I want to cover a team that is like 35-year-old players all over the roster. That'd be my.
I mean, they'd be closer to my age than these Zoomers now. Who, I gotta tell you the story. So
Gen Zers.
The Halloween costume, right? Like the Halloween costume that they did, and we all couldn't figure out what the hell the Halloween costumes were. I went up to Mason Lowry and I said, "Hey, what the hell were you in Minton for Halloween?" And he goes, "Oh." He goes, we were a Drewski skit. And I was like, what? He's like, a Drewski skit. I was like, whoa. I was like, what is that? He's like, oh, he was Soldier Boy. I was like, so you were Soldier Boy? He's like, nah, we were a Drewski skit. I was like, I am so old right now.
It's like you're talking when Biz Markie was in the post office in Men in Black 2, just a different language.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I was like, no, so you were Soldier Boy. He's like, no, it was Drewski as Soldier Boy. I'm like, so you were Soldier Boy. I was like losing my mind. I was like, does he not know who Soldier Boy is right now? It's entirely possible.
Yeah, Drew, Soldier Boy is in Boston this coming weekend. I'm not kidding.
He's on the pod. He's on the pod.
He's got to promote his show. He's coming on all
Evan,
Bruins Beat and Poke the Bear.
Evan, you can invite him to IHOP when you go in like 35 years when you finally get around to doing it.
I'm gonna do it.
You know this time that
I'm gonna do it.
Have you heard this? That he refuses to go to IHOP to follow through on his fantasy football punishment.
Well, yeah, because remember what happened last time?
Yeah, I know. He was like, "Let's all hang out. Let's all hang out at the IHOP." And then he texts us like, "Oh, I got a rumbly in my tumbly."
Yeah, he's like,
"Oh, my Winnie the Pooh,
my fucking tummy."
My fucking tummy.
Yeah, I was like, "What the hell is this, dude?" I don't know what went on, but
he had to run out of Warrior Ice Arena like he was gonna poop his pants.
Yeah, he did.
He was doing that like high-waisted walk. Don't move those cheeks. Don't move those cheeks too wide.
Nope.
Got the old slippage coming.
I'm saying that's. I just find it interesting that I was able to get Soldier Boy to show up to the IHOP by Soldier Field Road, and I'm gonna wait there. I'm gonna wait there like an asshole as Evan doesn't show up. He's afraid of walking in there.
We're gonna have him live from IHOP. Yeah, no question.
That is food poison row, right?
Hey, do you not know Drewski? You don't know who Drewski is?
No, I do, but like he was dressing up as Soldier Boy. So I was saying to them, were you guys Soldier Boy? And he's like, no, we're a Drewski skit as Soldier Boy. I was like, no, that's insane. That's not how you say that costume.
Yeah, it's very in-depth, yes. It's the phrasing. It's the phrasing that's more of the issue.
Yeah.
It is quite a bit.
I am old as hell though now. I'm 34 now. So like I'm super old now.
You're ancient.
Dude.
Yeah.
Dude, the Bruins would love to trade for you, Ty.
I know. I'm in my Shattenkirk era.
Let's give you a huge contract.
I'm in my Shattenkirk era. You guys gonna be asking me for like locker room speeches. I'm gonna be like, I got none of that. I got nothing like that.
Ty's gonna go to the team like, let's stay in a hotel tonight, and that's gonna lead us to beating the Maple Leafs.
Give your speech before going back out to overtime.
And a completely insane playoff series, by the way, is them that they had to like stay a night at a hotel, and Shattenkirk inspired them to, and they didn't need to like go through the consequences of like, let's just beat the shit out of the Maple Leafs. It's Shattenkirk has to fuel them after they all spend the night at a hotel.
I know we always shit on Montgomery, but like if they lost that series, he would have been fired then.
Instant fired. He would have been fired like the next.
We would have
saved
morning. A lot of time. It would have been great.
Yeah,
we seriously would have.
It would have saved
Imagine how much Bryan Adams you can download on your iPhone if you get fired in May instead of November.
Can you
Like
imagine?
you get so much more.
If the Bruins blow that game 7, as awful as it would be, is like Brad Marchand's still here and they like avoid like a catastrophic fuck up season.
Like, I mean, it feels that way, right?
Doesn't it's like an insane kind of like domino effect of. I mean, the real domino effect is if they just beat Florida in the first round the year before that. But how much would things change as far as like, do they just rip the Band-Aid off a lot sooner? If they just lose to Toronto back then. But
well, do they even you're right, because do they even trade Marchand? Like, would they just trade other pieces?
Or is it like by that point, like if the season's already you blow that one, you fire Montgomery and you already are just like maybe more aggressive? Because I feel like that offseason, like you beat Toronto, Swayman looks great. It's almost like they were on cruise control of like, oh, we took this moneyball ass team to the second round, played Florida pretty well. Ooh, run it back. We're in a pretty good spot. Like, see how Montgomery does, but he can't be any worse than that. Holy shit. And
Adam Lindholm and Zadorov, by the way. They were like,
I mean, dude, hand up. I had the Bruins in the conference finals in 24-25 is my prediction. And I don't think that's like too much of a stretch. I thought people thought they were going to be a lot better, and then it all went to hell. So I'm not saying all of it is rooted in Montgomery, but how much did that team just become rudderless once he gets fired?
Yeah. If you were if they lose,
by the way, St. Louis is awful right now.
Yeah,
too.
they're
That's
terrible.
We're talking about them. We're talking about them trading the 26-year-old center who
Yeah.
signed for like through 2032.
And everyone in Montreal is talking about them trading for Kyrou. So like everyone's trying to pick the bones of the Blues besides the players that they most recently brought in because they're all bad.
They're at the airport waiting for Jordan Kyrou, like the crazy Canadians fans that they are. Like, is he coming here? Is he coming here?
Well, like if they lose that,
I don't think that's what they say in Montreal.
If they lose
I gotta
that
do a
game
French
7,
Canadian accent.
if they fall to Toronto in game 7, 2-1, they're probably pivoting off of adding physicality and they're probably focused on adding scoring because holy shit, you just lost a game 7, 2-1. Like that's kind of there is a ripple effect here of them losing that game 7. Now, all that said, I want Toronto fans to never be happy ever. I want them all to never see championships in their entire life. I want this to happen because so many of their fans, especially the ones that have podcasts or like large online followings, are the worst people in the human history. Like just the worst people. Some of them even look like some of the worst people in human history if you go back far enough and dig around. But I never want them to experience joy. I just don't want it. So like they lost that series. That's amazing. Toronto's be bad forever. I want them to just I hate them more than anything ever. So I want them to lose forever. So I can't abide by them losing that series.
You would take Brad Marchand and inevitably getting traded over a Toronto series win. That's what you're saying.
Yeah. If it leads to someone like quitting Twitter and then coming back because everyone's mean to him, like I would do that. I would love that. I absolutely love it.
Well, it's tough too because like they, what if Marchand went to Toronto? Like he continues to allude to. Like imagine the feeling.
Oh, he's pissing on all of them. He's just pissing them off. I think.
I hope.
I mean, I don't know. Like I don't think he would have gone there, but it would have been funny if he did. I mean, if there's one person who's like built to handle the media badness of Toronto, it might be Brad Marchand.
Wouldn't give a shit.
Yeah. No, he would let it. He would probably be the best thing for Austin Matthews like ever. Like Austin Matthews would suddenly look like way nicer than he does. Like it's like what's happening? He's like, oh dude, I'm sleeping now. It's great. It's like they're like, you weren't sleeping. He's like, nah, I was just like hovering kind of.
Nosferatu.
Yeah, he's like Dennis Reynolds when he finds out. He's like, I've been having, like feelings. He's like, I have feelings every day of my life. You don't have feelings? Like Austin Matthews would be like that with like sleeping again. It'd be great for him. But it didn't happen, and I'm happy it didn't happen. Again, misery forever for them.
And by the way, their pick right now is 16th. So you need them to lose more. No, you need them to lose more. You need them to.
I was going to say, what do we think? What do we think right now has the higher odds of being like a better draft pick for the Bruins? Their own pick or Toronto's?
I still think their own.
Yeah, I think you probably have to go that way. Like I
hate it, but
yeah, I mean but it all depends, right? Like a lot of things can happen.
Nylander's hurt again,
right.
As we said on every episode. Joseph Wall is going to trip on his shoelaces and his knee's going to fly off. I hate when that happens, but
Yeah.
tear down that wall, and suddenly he comes down.
And then they're gonna send Shane Doan to the locker room to fight him.
Mr. Nylander.
Mr. Berube, tear down that wall.
I mean, I just like I get a feeling that something's gonna happen with Toronto where they're gonna like fall really in the tank.
Oh,
Maybe
yeah.
more so than the Bruins. So I'm gonna
Like the
actually say
Soviet
the Toronto
Union. Like the Soviets.
pick. Max Domi is the elephant foot. he's toxic waste. They're like, this guy sucks. Get him out of here.
No, that was Mitch Mana, but it actually didn't end up working for them.
Mitch Marner.
His dad ends up biting somebody. You're like, stop, get this guy out of here. It's just not great. No, I don't like. I mean, I did love like the whole thing that happened where Brandon Carlo was playing with like gangrene in his foot. Basically, it's like, stop doing that.
Yeah, it's insane. It's like, dude, when you have the opportunity to skate, have an open wound on your foot,
Yeah.
and you set up with your sweaty ass feet to your skates and play through it, you got to do it. Like,
You can't miss out on that opportunity.
He's walking around like the
He's
like
walking
the
around
guy
with his foot looks like the Mucinex man. Like, what are you doing, dude?
Dude, he's walking around like the guy in RoboCop. He's all like toxic sludge. Gets hit by a car and explodes. You're like, what the hell, man? That was a first round pick. Fraser Minton. That was all over the place.
It's like a Last of Us extra.
Yeah.
I still think that Bruins pick's gonna be higher. I do. And it's unfortunate, but I don't know. Conor, you're not wrong. Like, there's a lot of instability up there, but like, I don't know. How high do you think the Bruins pick goes? Where do the Bruins end up picking? Like, what's
18th overall?
Yeah, I don't think the Bruins.
Overall.
Yeah, I don't think the Bruins are really going to drop that much. I think even if you like were a conservative seller and you move, especially like peak, where I feel like honestly, if like you don't touch the decor right now and you're 6 guys, McAvoy, Lindholm, Zadorov, Aspero, Lorai, Jokiharju, who I think has actually been playing better since he came back from injury, I'm fine with that. So you could move him for a pretty solid return without it really hurting your team. If you move Arvidsson for the sake of doing it, of getting like, I think we all agree would be a second round pick, that would at least hurt for the rest of this year, right? But I also feel like if you move him, it doesn't mean all of a sudden the Bruins go from a team that's either on the fringes of the playoffs or a wildcard team to like the 9th overall pick, right? It would definitely hurt them for this next couple of months, but I still don't see them like plummeting, barring injuries or something like that. Like, they are kind of what they are, which is what we've seen. Like, they're going to lose the next 3, and then they'll like sweep Tampa and Florida before the Olympic break. And Don Sweeney's like, God damn it, I don't know what to do.
I don't know. I think they end up picking like 13th or 14th, which isn't far off from 18.
I just want them to be. I want them to be in a position to draft rather Chase Reed or Daxon Rudolph. That's what I really want. I want like a 6'2", 6'3" defenseman that can kind of do it all, because I think that's what you really need, right? And if this team were to luck into drafting one of those players, I think all this Rasmus Anderson talk will be forgotten a year and a half from now, because I think first round pick defensemen, I think people sleep on how quickly those guys are ready now. I mean, look at the way that Matthew Schaefer plays. I know he's generational, but like, there are guys that like move quickly, right? And I think especially depending on the league that you're in, like if you're in the WHL, if you're in college hockey as a defenseman, like you're kind of moving through it pretty quickly now, right? Like, think about how quickly Brandon Carlo was here from the WHL. It was a year, right? Charlie McAvoy was less than a calendar year away from being drafted. Eero Vakanainen was here pretty damn quickly. Even Mason Lohrei, who was very raw,
like a project.
He was here in what, 2.5 years? Like there are guys that like, I think now, like, especially now, if you get it right in the first round, you're not waiting 5 years. You might be waiting 5 years with a forward you take at the end of the first round, but a defenseman, the way the game is going now and how quick the game is, you kind of need these defensemen to like kind of come up quicker, because foot speed is such an important part of this game. And these guys have grown up going against top level, top speed kind of players. And so they're just more valuable right away, I think, than forwards typically are.
Yeah, but like Ty, you mentioned like Chase Reed. I'm looking at Scott Wheeler's rankings that came
He
out
might be a
today.
top 5 pick now. He's
Like
he's jumping
four.
up.
He's
Yeah,
4 for Wheeler, and
he's
then
nasty.
Rudolph is 12. Like, are you
Yeah.
like Rudolph? Maybe, but like, are you able to package those picks and move up? Like, I don't know. Maybe in a perfect world, you would.
But I also feel like even if you are more in the teens and like maybe you look out with like Rudolph, but there's also guys like, Lynn's been a guy that some people have like as a top 10 pick. Some of them have like in the 15s. You got like Carroll's, who I know is a left shot D, but you've got a lot of like guys that project as like safe NHLers. You got a lot of like even like not a lot of centers. Like ideally, if you had like a top 10 pick and you could get a guy like Malhotra or Lawrence, that'd be awesome. Beyond the fact they go to BU. But like, even if you get all these wings that are in like the teens that all like project as like, not a superstar kind of player, but could be a 25 goal middle six winger, add them to the pipeline, like gives you the options. Like as much as I think everyone also loves Will Zellers and Letourneau and all those guys, I don't think they're all going to hit, or they're not all going to be what you expect their ceiling to be. So if you get more cracks at it with, you're able to get a guy like Rudolph and a high-end wing, you'll take it, right? So I think that's the impressive thing about this draft. You ideally would love to get a top 10 pick, no shit. But I feel like this draft is like, it's almost like a draft in the NFL where there's a bunch of linebackers. We know like they're not all going to be flashy, but he's going to be in your lineup for 5 years and be a really good player.
Yeah, and I think another guy too that we haven't really talked about because he is a left shot versus a right shot is Albert Smits, who's a 6'3", 200-pound left shot D, and he's played for Latvia on the international stage. He's currently playing, I believe, in Finland's top league. I think he began the year on their junior team, but he's actually playing for their top league, their top team now. But that's another guy that like
looks like he's like 28 too.
Yeah, but you read some of the scouting reports that compare him potentially to like Miro Heiskanen or Jake Sanderson. You're like, oh my god, I'll take that. And obviously it's a complete dart throw. We all understand that, but like any defenseman they can get right now, like I don't care left, right, you find a way to plug them in and you make it work because this team, I think that's the greatest problem with this team right now. Like, tell me their best defensive prospect. Tell me who it is. Like
that's the thing.
Whoever you draft
is immediately number one in your system.
Yeah, exactly.
Or it's Brunet or it's Grenwald. Yeah.
And so you got to rebuild that. I think, and this is where I go back to what Cam and Don have said over the years and what they believe, and they believe in sustainability, and they believe in being a playoff team, not just a playoff team, but a playoff contender. It's like, this is how you do it. It's not fun. It's not sexy, but it is the way to do it. It's not glamorous, but you got to do it. And I feel like that's where they are right now. And it sucks, but hey, guess what? You tried. And I would do it again. I would do what they did in 2021 again. I would do what they did in 23 again, but you came up short. And now you got to walk away from the table. Like you have kind of like walked away from, you can't keep doubling down at the table. You got to walk away. Like you can't, like you're just kind of chasing your losses at a certain point. It feels like that's what they are, almost need to be safe from themselves, from doing with things like this where they're in on a guy,
Yeah. Have we hit on everything? Do we have any more?
It covers most of it, right?
I mean, we covered most of it. Dallas.
Rob O'Gara. Rob O'Gara is an awesome guy. Yale coach.
Yes. Dude, Rob O'Gara drove the tiniest car for a person his size. It was like, I remember.
It was a Kia Soul. He was with all the dancing.
Dude, it was like a Mini Cooper. Like, it was a Yaris or whatever it was.
He shows up like the hamsters, like just wearing mock Echo.
Dude, he was driving like the first car you get in like Gran Turismo when you have like $5,000. Like, I guess I'll buy this car. Like, that's what he was driving around. They gotta get him a different car.
It's all those awful games where it's like, welcome to the chop shop. We got Canopy Lake Park bumper car. It's like, that's all I want to drive.
Dude,
the thing that Chara was in the day after the finals, we're gonna drive around.
Yes. Oh, that's what he was driving around in, because we would leave practice around the same time his rookie year, and I'd be like, that's Rob O'Gara in front of me. It's like, God damn, his car is so small. He's got to get a bigger car. I'm like, this man is 6'5". He shouldn't be in this car. It was crazy. I never seen anything like it in my life.
It's like all those ads with Shaq where he's repping Buick. I'm like, one, that man does not drive a fucking Buick.
No.
And two, he does not fit in that Buick Enclave. Give me a break.
God. Oh, yeah. No, he does not. Well, if no one has any other pressing questions for us or things they want our thoughts on, we might call it. Well,
I
what do you
want to
got?
say, I was going to say, shout out to Ty for being on the podcast when he was at the Dallas Stars game. He was watching it.
Pasternak's brother.
Which I don't know if that's actually, is that actually Pasternak's brother or is that like a friend?
I guess a friend. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you are a friend. You are a friend of the pod.
He does say hi to me. He does say hi to me when he sees me. So I mean, I got that going for me.
He probably thinks you're his friend. He may not know.
That'd be so funny. It's like, how'd you get in here? And I'm like, what? How'd you get in here?
English?
Huh?
You cover the team? You cover us? Yeah.
I don't really have
trip though.
I mean, hey, it was a banger of a trip, man. Like they look like they had fun. That's all that matters in life. Now when's the parent trip now?
I think they do it every other year. It's like 1 year it will be like the parents trip, 1 year it's like the moms, 1 year it's the dads. Like I think that they kind of alternate.
Well, that's not very fair.
That's true.
Like,
I'm not agreeing. I'm just saying it's not good behavior.
What if you're on a 1 year deal?
No, it's just
every
bad
year
timing.
only do siblings trips. Your parents never get to go on any trips. New team every year.
If that's Marco's first rule. He's like, no parents. I don't like them.
Can you imagine if like, you know how every time they have the these things, it's always like a trip where it would be fun. Like it's usually like Nashville. It's like Texas. Imagine like, we're gonna go to Winnipeg. We're gonna go to St. Louis. So then all the parents.
We're bringing it on the Minnesota trip. The game is at 1 p.m. on a Sunday. I don't want that.
To be fair, the parents probably would like the St. Louis trip because they just can sing the karaoke. They sing like the 60s and 70s and 80s with Monty.
Yeah,
that's right.
A lot of Bryan Adams.
They can stay inside the whole time so they don't get killed in the streets.
Yeah, St. Louis sucks. Terrible city. Worst city in America, if you ask me. Next to Gary,
fall
Indiana.
off the arch.
Yeah.
Terrible city.
Hey, what happened to my car? Oh, it's gone. What do you mean gone? Oh, it's gone.
Where's my Mini Cooper?
Yeah, I'm saying Robert Garrett's probably like, thank God. Like someone took.
I can finally get a new vehicle.
Yeah, no, not a great place. It's okay though. Like every city's bad, but St. Louis, really pushing your luck there.
Yeah,
it's heartbreaking. Like Jason Tatum still supports like the Cardinals as much as he does, and it's like, oh man, like
his Emo's Pizza, dude. It's legitimately just Celeste Pizza. It's like they upcharge a Celeste Pizza for like $14.99.
Yeah, that old lady on the cover of it still making it. She's been dead for 40 years.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
you know where she
still
died?
putting in overtime.
St. Louis.
Yeah,
she was killed.
Mini Cooper ran her over.
Ah, just not
dead.
Dog shit. Yeah, it's okay. Like, what's the worst city you've ever been to?
St. Louis. I'm being dead serious. It's my least favorite
I've never
Newark.
been to
Newark is pretty terrible.
Yeah, Newark's pretty terrible. There was one time where I went to a Devils game and I had to catch the PATH train on the way back, and it was it was me. It was me, Kevin Paul DuPont, and like the cast of the Warriors, like waiting for the train. It's an insane crew.
Yeah. They had to fight the Van Cortlandt Rangers on the way over there. You're like, Jesus, I just want to get out of here. And that's how you found out Kevin Paul DuPont carries a sword with him and everywhere he goes.
Listen, comes in handy, man.
What the fuck? He's like, I'm the Highlander. You're like, holy shit.
Like,
I knew he was alive.
Yeah. I don't know. I've never been to St. Louis, so I can't relate.
Say, Evan, I mean, you've only been to New York once, so I was going to say, were you...
Is that true?
Long Island might be the worst city I've been to.
Yeah.
No, it's not a city.
No, Evan's only been to New York City once.
One time.
You know what? You're not missing much. I'm not going to lie to you. Like, I think what's great about New York is leaving. I think that's my favorite part about going to New York is leaving.
Well, we went at night, like
Conor is like a New York truther, and I don't get why, because like, unless you just really love the smell of pee and shit on every street, like it's one of those like, oh, is that animal or human? Only one way to find out.
I'm like Walter White, you got me.
It's unbelievable.
Well, like we went right around New Year's, and we didn't go obviously to go to Times Square on New Year's, but we went to Times Square the night before New Year's. And
talking about piss.
Insane.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
that was piss.
Hope you brought like a 2-liter with you.
That was awful. I wish I was carrying a sword that night. It was insane. so yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I have a worse city. I don't know if I've been to like a Like Lowell? I don't know.
This guy hates Mickey Ward.
I haven't been to enough like
It's also
cities
just
to have a
that's
worse
also
one.
just mean. That's mean beating down on Lowell. Like Lowell's already
Right.
Lowell needs all
No.
the help it can
I
get.
know.
Well, I mean, they tried to tell me to go to Worcester. They're like, no, it's rebuilt. Like, I'm not going out there. Have fun.
Yeah, get a Kia Soul flying into you on Kelly Square. No thanks, buddy.
I'm all right.
My generation's gonna have to buy our houses out in Lowell, though. That's gonna be
I
the
know,
fun
yeah,
part.
it's true.
That
you
is
know?
true. I mean, it's gonna happen.
Building up out there.
Yeah. Well, it's either, you got to pick one. It's either you got to pick South Shore or North Shore. Like, where are you gonna go?
The best part of New York is walking through Times Square and having 50 people in shitty Batman cosplay approach you to take a
Yeah.
picture with them for $10. Yeah, it's
That's
true.
that's not cosplay. That's actually Batman. What are you talking about?
It's the,
Did you see? Was it the Drake impersonators? I saw that. I forget who it was. They're impersonating Drake, and they like saw each other in Times Square, and they were like, I think it was Drake, and they were like doing it back and forth. It was so weird.
Dude, all I'll say is I used to love when you would go to Times Square as a kid because they used to have the biggest Toys R Us in the world there, and it was electric because they had like one of the animatronic T-Rexes from Jurassic Park there, and they would put him over by like the video game section. It made no goddamn sense at all. But he'd be roaring as you're trying to get like Mario Party 6 or something like that. It was electric. Now there's nothing over there that's cool. Like I know people for fun, they go to like the Bubblegum Shrimp. That doesn't sound like fun.
or
to me.
the
I'd rather go to
M&M
the Toys R
store,
Us.
which they all taste the same.
That's true. No, but it's cool because you can actually take your photo and put it on the M&M. It's like Face Off, but like with candy.
Get to eat myself.
Yeah.
We went to New York when we were like 19. We were 18 or 19. We went to New York for a Bruins Rangers game. The Bruins lost in the shootout. Scott Gomez had like the shootout game winner or whatever. And anyway, like we're there all day. And again, we're out of Boston. We're 18, 19 years old. And my friends were like, let's get lunch. And I'm like, yeah, let's get lunch. And they're like, let's go to Ruby Tuesday. And I was like, let's definitely not go to Ruby Tuesday in New York City. I got outvoted like 6-1. I was livid. I was like, why are we here? We can go to like Connecticut if we really want Ruby Tuesday. We don't have to come here for it. I was livid. I've never been angrier than in my life. And like the salad I had was like shit. And I was like, this is terrible. I don't want to be.
You got a salad
fun.
at Ruby
I think it was like
Tuesdays?
the first time I ever like threw something down. And I was like, I don't even want this. I'm done.
Dude, Ruby Tuesdays is getting like canceled right now. Have you seen this?
Oh, they found their old tweets.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Ruby Tuesdays has a crazy past. No,
Ruby Tuesday was like, I want to talk about Charlie Kirk. It's like, no, don't do it.
Stick to the salad bar.
yeah,
Stick to the
please
salad bar.
shut up and cook. But
Yeah.
Ruby Tuesdays. I guess they had an employee like who they wanted everybody to work on Christmas, and the manager was like, "No, we're not making people work on Christmas." And then they fired the manager. And so now, if you go to Ruby Tuesdays on TikTok, all the comments, it's like 2,000 likes and then like 300,000 comments being like, "Hire Jeff back now," because that's
Oh
the
my
name of the
God.
guy. It's a whole big thing. It's Ruby Tuesdays.
I was
So-
talking about this. I was talking about this on the Sports Hub Underground. I recorded today. I was like perusing Facebook, and so like a local restaurant was like closing like an hour early instead of like midnight or whatever. And like the top comment from somebody was like, I miss when restaurants weren't woke. I was like, what does that even mean right now? What does that possibly mean in this context? We've lost
be
meaning
fair,
of
you would
every word in the world now.
You would actually rather them be woke because they'd be up and open.
Yeah. Shut
Ooh,
up.
there's-
I hate it so
there's an
much.
idea. There's an idea.
It's just like
you
everything
go.
I don't like is woke now. It's like, all right, whatever.
They're awake. They're awake.
Between that and me commenting AI slop on pictures I don't like, I'm having a really good time now in the year 2026.
Oh, Jesus.
The photo of Conor that you have on the Irish person. You've
What are
showed
you
it to
talking
me,
about?
Ty.
No.
You've-
Photo of the Irish
Photo-
person. That's an actual photo of me. The one with Declan left
Yeah,
foot crying.
Declan mean left McKenna. I mean Ryan.
That's actually me.
Yeah.
Damn it.
That's an
Damn
actual photo with like I own that hat.
Yeah.
Where is that? I've never seen that photo before.
That crew will never happen again. Like, just
Yeah.
know that.
Where is that photo from? I wish I could pull that up.
Well, St.
Oh.
Patrick's Day, they gave out like Havana hats because, you know, a notoriously Cuban holiday, St. Patrick's Day. They gave out like Lou Bega hats and everyone's putting them on. I'm like, what the hell is this? And like, Connor got roped into taking the photo with everyone. I was like, I'm not taking this photo. And it was insane. They gave out straw hats on St. Patrick's Day.
Dude,
I need you to understand how insane this is.
I think we're not talking enough about how Evan thought that, Ty, you perused like photos of like Ellis Island in 1927, the next boat with people from Kilkenny on. It was like that.
We did it earlier.
Connor's face on it.
I know him.
With
He's
other
from
people.
Liston Varna.
Yeah, exactly. This guy. Yeah, he's from Kilkenny. He sings Mambo No. 5, though. I don't know why he's wearing this hat. Look like he just carved a swath through the Panama Canal, but.
All right, so the original photo, I think, is Scott McLaughlin, Josh Cummings, Bridget, Connor. I think there's like 2 more people in there. I think. But I gotta find it.
I've never seen the full photo. I've never even seen
the
full
But it
photo,
wasn't
so
in
I
black
thought it
and
was
white. I
Photoshopped.
made it black and white because Connor looks, well, Declan looks like, I mean, it looks like it's age appropriate time. It's great. You know what I didn't do this year, which I'm happy I did it, by the way? Usually Christmas game, I wear a Christmas sweater. That was the game that got like they got rocked by the Canadiens. I'd feel like an absolute bozo.
It's like when Hags walks in with his Star Wars suit and they get
I was more understated this year. I wore like red pants, but I wore like a sweater, so it was still like somewhat festive, but not as bad. But I had that thought going down the elevator, like I'd look like an asshole. There was a time I wore the same pants as David Krejci, and that was fun. But that was the year they were just fucking kicking everyone in the face, so it was great. The vibes were high the entire year.
Imagine losing a game 6-2, and then all of a sudden I walk into your sacred space wearing a sweater that says the Gremlins are coming. What an asshole!
Yes, wouldn't work.
Just couldn't do it.
It wouldn't work. I like this question. What should Bruins give up for Conor Kiki through all the Ruby Tuesdays and woke and all that?
Great example of a guy I want, though. A great example of a guy that I want. Buy low, bring him in. See what you got. I don't know. I haven't been following him too much, but like I don't know what his numbers are like this year. But once a highly touted prospect, was he not? You know, he was a top 10 pick, right? Something like that.
I think so.
I might be
at the
wrong
very least, like
definitely he was drafted by Arizona. Yeah. So
he went to Tampa.
Arizona.
He went to Tampa.
Yeah, he's part of the Sergachev trade.
Yes.
But yeah, Hockey DB is down, so I can't even like find this right now. Year,
I got it.
Yeah, he's in the AHL right now.
Yeah, 32 points in 33 games for Syracuse. And then he's got
get him out
1
of
assist
there.
in 6 games at the NHL level.
Get him.
I do like this is a hockey podcast, but
I was gonna say I do have to disagree with Robert's comments here. Like I'm not that big. I am feisty, and I am a bad
and a good skater.
So.
You're a good skater. No, you're a good skater.
No, I'm not.
Don't let him say that about you.
I skate like Jake DeBrusk, just an old man, just like getting ready to go. I just run on the ice basically. It's great. No, this game was terrible. It was not a great game, and it's really funny that when they end their streak, they like really end their streak. It's like a thing they've been doing. Like it's like, hey, we're feeling good, vibes are high. It's like, watch this.
Yeah, it's not great.
Like Ruby Tuesday.
Exactly.
Before I know you guys recorded right after the game, so you didn't probably hear a lot of this, but like Marco post game on Nesson was just kind of like, we can't take those penalties. Like you can't take those penalties. Which like I'm so happy to hear him say that because I'm so unbelievably tired of hearing like the negotiating and the arguing about the penalties on the broadcast. Like they got a reputation. It's so earned at this point, the reputation for how many dumb penalties they take. You know, that like they don't get the benefit of the doubt, nor should they. They've taken a zillion penalties. Get over it. So I like Marco not blaming the referees, not blaming the officials and saying, yeah, we can't take those penalties. Because that's how I feel watching these games. But also, and I was curious what you probably touched on it before I jumped on, but like Lindholm, Hampus was speaking after the game and basically said like, yeah, we hung Swayman out to dry. I don't think he had a bad game. I think he kept them in it as well as you can against an offense like that.
I mean, look at like Maverick Bourque's power play goal, where it's like almost a save of the year candidate, and then like, well, he just cleans up the rebound, right?
Right.
So like again, I look at like we mentioned this before earlier on in the show, but yeah, like from the second period to most of the third, the Bruins just did not have was not competitive, right? But like, how much does that change if you don't, they were kind of playing pretty solid hockey for most of the first, but when you give up, you take 3 penalties, like we've seen it. Like, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but like, I wonder what the Bruins record is when they have like 2 or fewer penalties in a game.
Ty, get the notes app out. That's
it's gonna be like an insane number, because like you've seen it when they aren't either killing penalties or chasing game or like putting themselves behind the 8 ball. Like, they're a competitive team. They're not always going to win every game, but they're in the mix, right? They don't let games kind of get away with them until they start taking penalties, chasing the game, and all that stuff.
2 penalties or fewer, they're 10-3 this year.
There hasn't been a lot of games where they've taken 2 or fewer penalties.
Much.
Right. But when they allow, like games like tonight, when they allow 2 power play goals or more, they are 2-8. So like, you can't be doing that. You can't and that's a simple thing to say. I know you can't allow multiple power play goals in a game, but when they do, they're 2-8. So I mean, compare those 2 numbers. You're 10-3 when you don't take penalties. You're 2-8 when you surrender 2 power play goals. Like, you're just not good. Hello.
Keep analyzing. We're starting.
I can't. There's a hamburger. I'm now a hamburger.
It's a New York strip, actually.
Gross.
Oh no! That's
shut up!
No,
shut
great.
up!
That looks awesome. What are you talking about?
That one had grapes on. I'm not criticizing the meat.
Very happy.
I'm not criticizing the meat. I'm criticizing.
Look how happy the comments are.
The toppings, not the meat. The meat is fine.
Look at how happy everyone in the comments are. And here you are just pissing all over it.
Yeah, well, you know what? I'm going to piss all over the burger if you give me a burger that has grapes on it.
Look at the guac.
No, here it comes. Ready? Here it comes. No, just wait. Ah, what the hell is that?
It might have been a grape. I don't know what that was.
We just lost Omaha Steaks.
No, we didn't. I'm telling you, the meat is good. The toppings are bad. The meat is great. It's the toppings that are not good. That's totally out of my... That's totally well within our rights here.
The woke burger.
Grapes on a burger. Woke.
I miss when burgers weren't woke. What? What does that mean?
Just run this back to back. Let's just keep it going.
All night.
Yeah.
I just add on to one last thing. I agree with you, Ty, on Swayman. I didn't think he had a bad night. They did hang him out to dry. Like, I didn't.
Right. Yeah. I think when you take that many penalties and he gets pulled with I think he made 30 saves on 36 shots. Like, come on. What are we doing?
You got to talk through this.
Don't show it again.
Don't
do it.
There it is.
No. I would eat 5 out of these 6 burgers. I would.
I would eat all 6 of them, actually.
I'll take grapes on a burger.
Enjoy your cranberry chutney burger. I don't want it. Hey, you got ketchup? No, we got smushed cranberries though. Oh, cool, just what I wanted.
Classic ocean spray burger.
Yeah, Thanksgiving burger. What's wrong with that? You could do that. Yeah, maybe they're cranberries. I could roll with that.
You don't go to like the Boston Burger Company where it's like you got like a peanut butter and like fucking shoelace burger. You don't
that burger's sick. I know the one you're talking about. It's a fried banana with cinnamon sugar and peanut butter, and it's so good.
All right,
I can have that now.
We don't.
I can have that now. I can finally eat that. Yes. I've had their burger with mac and cheese on it. It's fantastic.
Evan bites into it, immediately gets the allergy back. It's like no, his body's like no, you trifling.
It's like the mummy. He just loses all of his like. He's just a husk. Yeah. No. So like I had a friend growing up. She was like the skinniest girl that I've ever.
We're
known
never
in
ending this. By the way, this is never ending.
but like she was like the skinniest girl I had ever known, right? And she ate like absolute shit, and she never gained weight, which like was infuriating to me. But so angry. I gotta talk through it. But she would order from Boston Burger Company. She'd order the 420 burger, which I don't know if you ever had this burger, but it's got like
cranberries on it.
No. It's got everything else though. It's got mozzarella sticks, French fries,
I know
onion
exactly
rings,
what it is.
mac and cheese. Like, it's insane. And she could eat it all in one sitting. And I was like, this is absolutely mental right now.
I'm just fixated on the food. You can keep on talking, guys.
You know what I had tonight? Actually, I had an apple pie from Burger King. It was delightful.
Oh yeah,
It was so good.
You know what? I had a nice steak from Omaha Steaks.
Damn
Use
right.
code Patriots.
Please do. Company man, Connor. Thank you.
No, not again. You guys keep conflicting. Ah, Jesus.
That's what I say when I get my steaks delivered from Omaha Steaks. Like, Jesus. Makes the whole
So
neighborhood
good.
up.
I got
So
no
good.
problem.
It's just
Again,
perfect, you know?
I could love a steak, but not knowing what it is. I just, I don't need that on top of the burger. Everything else is great.
Peanut butter burger from a nearby burger place for breakfast, and I almost cried. For breakfast. That's a move. I respect that.
Back in 2017, 2018, the morning skates were at the Garden.
Oh, wrap that shit up, Connor. There we go.
Dude, I can't do this anymore. I got a pizza for breakfast. It was the worst decision I ever made in my entire life. And I know this because Tim Schaller skated by me, shot a puck at the glass, and went, "What the fuck?" That's what he said to me as I'm eating pizza at 11 in the morning.
Well, yeah.
Oh, man. He probably was saying, like, why aren't you having a nice Omaha steak?
That's
50% off if you use code Patriots.
Hey, can I get a steak? Can you add 6 pounds of cranberries? Oh, cool. Just what I want. Thank you.
Not enough. Let it be. Let it be. I like Vomit Breaker. I am totally going to my local Omaha Steak storefront tomorrow. Gotta have it after this.
There you go.
Yes.
Absolutely. Good call. Make
I
sure
like
Vomit
it.
Breaker to use code Patriots.
Yeah, say it in person.
Use
I'm
my
sure
code
it'll work.
cranberry.
Oh, Jesus
all these
Christ.
people, there's 1,100 people watching, and they're just watching Omaha Steaks commercials over
I
and
think
over.
no, I don't think they're watching really insightful commentary, and it just so
They
happens
are.
to be overlaid with great
true.
food from. I don't know if you guys know about this thing. It's called Omaha Steaks.
Steaks. Did you know Ty knew a really skinny girl in like 2017? Were you aware?
Brother, I would eat that raw meat before I ate that fat one.
You got beef brisket. You got filet mignon. You got
Bone in,
Yeah.
bone out.
yeah, man. This is great. Look at all this. How good this food is, man.
Ah,
I'm gonna be going to sleep tonight. I'm gonna close my
Potatoes.
eyes, and this is gonna be playing in my head. It's like an MK Ultra thing. It's gonna be.
Can I tell you guys this? Like real quick before we wrap up here? This relates to like sponsors and how this all works.
Here's a steak with marbling.
we went down to the Super Bowl a year ago. It was in New Orleans a year ago, right? Where was it last year? Was it New Orleans?
It was in New Orleans. Yeah, it was in New
Yeah,
Orleans.
and we actually got the Radio Row at 98.5 was sponsored by Raisin Cane's Chicken Fingers, and we decided to have Ben Volen on. Within 2 minutes of being on the air, Ben Volen goes, "You know what I like? I like Popeyes." We're like, "Shut up."
You know, it would have been an even better sponsor.
Ah,
No, we're not doing
yes, it would. It would have been. It would have been.
Oh, man.
All right. We've
This
done
was
it.
very productive.
We've done
It
it.
was. We learned nothing about the Boston Bruins tonight.
all. Nothing. No,
we
barely
sure
talked
didn't.
about
No. We
it. This wasn't the game.
we will not have. I was saying it before, Ty, that unless this team goes like 5-1 before the Olympic break, or they go like 5-1 or something, we're not going to change our stance of like we need to see what exactly this is.
Yeah, I gotta see them. I gotta see this loss not spiral into 5 straight. Like that's kind of like now that's the next test for this team because they've kind of shown that once they get going in one direction, it's kind of hard to snap out of it. And I think that's kind of what you're probably. I want competitive hockey, right? Like I want this team to, and that's why like I'm kind of pro selling, but like conservatively selling. Because I do want to see what some of these guys can do playing meaningful hockey. Like if trading Victor Arvidsson gives more minutes to a guy like Alex Steeves or Marat Husadinov, who I know is in the top line right now, but like if they change that, right? But like if you lock these guys into top 6 roles and you find out what they have, like I kind of like that. Like I go back to that 07-08 team. They didn't trade away anybody, but they also didn't add anybody, right? But you found out, oh shit, Phil Kessel is a big time player. David Krejci is a big time player. you kind of found out who was part of your future and who wasn't. And it allowed you to make moves down the road that I think shaped who you became by 2010, 2011, right? Like you knew what you had with certain guys by then. And this is kind of where they are in their timeline right now. Like if 06, 07 was their bottoming out and they fired the head coach and they bring in a defensive minded head coach, then this is their 07, 08. And so what do you do? And I think you want to be playing competitive hockey, but you want to find out what you have with some younger players, guys that are going to be here beyond just this season.
Yeah, and as you said, you want to sell conservative. You don't want to sell woke. You don't want to do that. You want to sell conservative.
You boo puppets. You hiss villains in silent movies.
Oh,
You went into the vault to find that. We've never played that.
Nope. Now I know. I got all the secrets. Oh, they're in the media assets thing. We have a producer who's just like, I can't believe we played.
Well,
we
he
played Omaha
left
Steaks.
an hour ago.
Yeah.
I love that for
We're on
him.
our own. We're on our own. Oh,
Okay. I think we're fine now.
all
What's this
right.
one?
Well,
Hang on.
Oh, that's Tom Cruise in The Mummy.
that's Kevin Paul DuPont pulling out his sword.
No, that's the Van Cortlandt Rangers meeting Kevin Paul DuPont on the PATH train.
Oh man, this is
What a
great.
night. I feel so bad for the people listening on audio tomorrow. I have no idea what we're showing, what we're doing.
I mean, I think people can infer from like the 800 times we talked about steak that there's an Omaha steak. Actually, now that you mention it,
801.
I didn't tell you. Yeah, there was. I don't know if you guys have seen this before, but it's Omaha steak. That's me. My Omaha steak gets delivered.
What is that?
Gonna be, yeah.
It's a heart beating out of my chest when Omaha Steaks arrives at the front door.
Jesus.
All right, I think we wrap it up.
I think we're done.
we're finished. We'll do that again after a win at some point. And as I said, of course, we went an extra hour, so just fantastic. Well, what do you want to plug? What do you want to plug, Ty and Connor?
Nothing.
Nothing.
You can read my stuff over on Boston.com, the Boston Globe. You can read my stuff all over there on those two websites. I appreciate it if you subscribe. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, X, whatever it's called these days, you can at Conor Ryan _93. And once again, shout out to our good friends over at Prize Picks and Omaha Steaks.
Damn right. Damn right.
Yeah. You can find me on the internet. Just search my name and y'all come up.
Or a pitcher for the Angels.
Yeah. I mean, you'll get one of us.
Or David Pasternak's friend.
That's right. All right. That's Poke the Bear. Ty, Connor, Evan. We'll see you next week.